seconds. There's another one, so I'm not keeping a track of it.
Kind of even.
Guys, very quick predictions before we get into the game from you guys.
I'll go with the TA draft. I feel like
another one for Ehome.
Yeah, it just feels very, very strong. Even though Raid King, you know, one of the heroes that could potentially upset things. Very fast farmer, B-Cop.
Yeah, well, what people don't know is we have a Zoltar machine out here. I put a quarter in. I asked him who was going to win. He spit out a little thing. I read it, and it said Ehome. So
alrighty then. Thank you very much, guys. We're going to let you get into the game. Enjoy the cast for game number 3, the decider of Ehome versus IG.
And here's the rubber match between Ehome and IG. Going to be a fun one as we get right on into it. And I really like this draft from Ehome. I really like Nature's Prophet, the way it's been played in this region, too. Get a quick Orchid, play pretty aggressive. Is that the same thing we're going to see here for the Nature's Prophet in this game? Just right on into the Orchid?
You're playing into Oracle, into Shadow Shaman, a core Mirana. Like, these heroes really struggle against the Silence. And if you want to scale as a Nature's Prophet, you just get that item. You get so much value out of it. Mid Mirana, huh? I'm wondering what the build is going to be. We've seen some Miranas even in the previous patch. I remember like Alliance playing this hero once or twice.
Do you remember how it did?
I believe they won that game. Like, I think they picked it because they had no egg hitters and they needed a mid laner, so they decided to go with Mirana. That's the thing that I remember. I want to see more of a magic build. I think it suits Mirana on a mid lane a bit more than the right click build.
Yeah.
Like, New Aghanim Scepter is pretty good. You know, your arrow releases a Starstorm. Not too bad. Sounds like a meme, but it's actually good.
And we'll see how the Mirana does. The thing, too, at least for me, was even before the TA got picked up, I know Lizard kind of alluded to this with what he was saying about the draft, where he felt it was Ehome favored early on, but like, we've seen how strong the Earthshakers have been in these games. That with even the 5-position brew, like, it just feels like everything's there for Ehome right now. You can disrupt the fight when you've got that level 6 on X-Nova. When the Shard gets picked up for the Earthshaker, he just disrupts the fight from a distance. You throw in a Fissure, have the Totem. You don't really need to commit, but you can commit.
It's one of the best shards, for sure.
Yeah.
Just, like, lowers the cooldown on Fissure. You can stun people with the Enchant Totem, which is pretty insane. Just overall feels like a must-have item after you pick up a Blink Dagger. I don't want to see any shenanigans. Earthshaker getting like a mana boost, just like straight up magic wand, get some clarities, stack, you get the passive gold from that as well. And yeah, you will get the Blink Dagger eventually between like 11-15 minute mark, depending if you'll get any kills, if there's going to be any tower kills, how many assists you're going to have. But yeah, getting mana boots is just too much of a gold investment.
Yeah, and we've seen the over-investment in like the mana boots where you just don't need it.
I think it was FY and then getting a 19-minute Blink Dagger, which is something that you do not want to have. Once they started to play with the Earthshaker Blink Dagger, things were going well for them. Mirana, no points in the arrow yet. Just 2 points in Starstorm. Started with it to be able to secure some of the creeps. So far, so good. Also, what the hell is that attack on Mirana? What is that animation?
JT getting chased here. Ajit with X-Nova just putting the hurt on. As well as Kaka. He gets back a little bit late. It's the emblem, I believe, that's making that animation.
Looks very expensive, I would say.
Yeah. I think I was just looking at the prices. It's like $1,500 US. Which is about 4 GameStop stocks. JT getting chased down once again. The harassment from this lane is overwhelming for the Timbersaw.
He's only level 1. I mean, level 2 on Timbersaw, but level 1 in reactive armor, so it's not that useful. And the ignite damage that you get from a Brewmaster, we see that quite often, especially this lane. Brewmaster uses Cinder Brew, Whirling Axis to ignite them, slow from the axis. It's very hard to play into.
Stun out onto the Nature's Prophet with the Fortunes and First Blood for Ollie as they kill off Chalice. And they take out the Nature's Prophet, which we talked about how important he is when he gets that Orchid, moves around the map, and can really start to be devastating if this IG lineup's not careful, but a big kill there up top to slow them down a little bit.
I don't think you should be able to die as a Nature's Prophet in this lane. You are playing with the Earthshaker, so you have a stun. Not too much damage coming up from the Wraith King and Oracle early on. Mid lane, Mirana,
Low, but
better, much better than I expected in this type of matchup. You know, getting a bottle, but it becomes much tougher. I don't think you can die in this lane, but you really struggle against getting the CS. Rune is spawning. It's a haste rune top.
Yeah, but they've come around. They look to get the kill onto Fade. Good rotation. 3 here for the side of IG, and we've talked about the supports. Just, you know, the movements over mid at minute 4. It's usually like 6 heroes.
Emo is like, I'm really sad that no one died, so he can refill my bottle.
JT, again, getting hit with that Cinder Brew, having it ignited. 2-0 so far for IG, and XM now taking over a little bit in CS. Mirana was leading for a split second, like you said, a bit more surprised on how well Emo
There's the
was
bottle
doing.
refill.
There's the bottle refill, yeah.
Didn't die, but still does his job.
Just about to hit 6 on the Wraith King, as well as the TA. You've got Fly doing a good job, 32 and 5 up top. This Nature's Prophet, he's keeping up now that he hasn't, you know, been pressured as much. JT just eating this harassment. He's got level 3 into the reactive armor. So X-Nova, he feels like he might dive with this shackle on. Rolling Death, and the Ether Shock is there, and well, now it's a 1K lead for IG.
You want to give Timbersaw some solo experience, why we see Kaka moving around the map, and yeah, you want to pressure this Tier 1 tower as soon as possible with the first siege creep unit, 3 points in reactive armor. It's going to be really tough for them. You want to keep it alive as soon as possible, and IG, they know how to play with the Timbersaw.
Yeah, Ollie coming over, Fortune's End, they're going to TP in one more. That'll be Fade, Fissure in, that'll keep Kaka near the tower. So they'll at least trade supports. They'll slow down the siege of the Tier 1 as the commitment's heavy over bottom to keep this tower alive and, well, really for Ehome, keep Troll's lane alive.
Still a lot of damage dealt on that Tier 1 tower on the bottom, exactly what you want to do. With the Timbersaw, good trade, shutting down the Brewmaster. All this hero needs is pretty much levels. And now Timbersaw will hit level 6. So a bit more pressure on the Troll kind of makes his lane unplayable. Like, 2 supports don't do that much to the Timbersaw, so he should be covered for the next like 5-6 minutes. He should not be able to die.
We've seen Timbers not really get this advantage in previous games, but JT liking what he's got so far. Now the TP in, Fortune's End. Ollie trying to survive. The totem's out. Whirling Death hits. One more shot needed as Fade takes out Ollie. JT backed off for this, trying to get one in return. Fade, right, left, juke, jive. Can he get away from the Timbersaw? Looks likely. Not a lot of trees to play with, but now coming bottom is Kaka. He's got the Hex, Shackle, Fissure comes in. That'll stop this Shackle and allow X-Nova to avoid the arrow. They're bringing the rotations in. It hasn't turned into anything just yet, as Emo's rotated bottom, but hasn't found a kill. And that'll leave TA just to continue farming inside the jungle, move back to the mid lane, have an open lane to go back and forth from.
Sadly, Timbersaw was not level 6 there, and he had no mana.
Ooh,
arrow
hits this time
hits.
onto Fade. Starstorm in, Emo gets the kill, so he does finally get one as he throws an arrow back as he was returning over mid. They've got Wraith King at top of the net worth. He is farming out of control right now. Fortune's End thrown onto the TA. They stunned him up for a moment, but XM just retreating. JT, he's in pretty deep. This could be problematic as now Fades in. They hit the fissure that locks JT right on Ajit. Chakram, but, well, Ajit breaks through the armor and kills off this Timber.
He does not have any magic resistance, only raindrop. that's not enough. You know, if they bring 3-4 heroes, that means he's gonna die. Nature's Prophet ulti, also if it hits, it's a ton of a damage. You know, try not to overextend with the Timbersaw. I've seen this hero fall off so quickly when you make like 2 mistakes.
Dead there. Ooh, Shackle. Arrow missing. X-Nova though. Only level 4. Leap forward. Purifying Flames. X-Nova surviving in the trees a little bit longer, making some space. Coming over is Ajit. Kaka getting low. They've rotated Chalice in. JT's back into the fight though. They've got the root with the Fortune's End. Chakram hits. Look with the arrow. Ajit low. Fissures in, but not in time. Emo takes the life of the troll. This is getting very difficult for Ehome as they're overwhelmed. Chalice, he's going to drop 2. Going after Ollie just doesn't have enough to clean him up, and instead himself drops in between the tier 1 and the tier 2 tower as IG are all over Ehome.
Well, they're keeping them busy on the bottom lane. Fly is just farming on this Raid King. Phase Boots, Bond, Hand of Midas coming onto the courier. So yeah. I think Radiance is a must-have build this game against the TA, against the Troll. The Mischance is just too good against the Treants. Just feels like a really, really good item. And now they're pressuring the top lane a bit.
They want to get this tower.
I say a bit, that's a dead tower.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Emo
Dire's top tower has
pinging, jungling as Fly enters the jungle. But
Mirana going for a Witchblade. Okay.
Yeah, I think, who was it? Lizard or Black who said that it's usually Mirana, he's even seen double Witchblade. Or Falcon Blade.
He was talking about Falcon Blade. But he got the second part correct, so we'll give him a bit of a credit for that. He said they're going to go for a blade, so that's something. Incorrect, but still okay. Fairy Trinket. All right, she'll keep that one.
None into the Moonlight Shadow, just going into the QWE. Deso being built for XM. And he's got 2 Wraith Bands. Tread sitting at level 11 right now. Doing a good job, but the rest of the team, you can see on the net worth chart just the fall off that happens.
Brewmaster still level 5, will be level 6 after Troll kills this Ancient Camp, and then they can try to take a fight on a mid lane. Timbersaw now started to put some pressure on a mid. Shaman is level 6, has a book to use as well on top of that.
Serpent Ward's committed, Glyphs there, we'll see if they try to defend this. I believe they smoked right above them. Cinder Brew, JT. Ooh, hit with the fissure.
Oh, the play.
Ironwood Tree. I like that play.
It got nerfed so hard. Now it's a 15-second cooldown. Before it was 4, I believe. But still a very, very good item on the Timbersaw.
The old mid for Phoenix Gaming used to play Windrunner a lot and just use that Ironwood Tree.
Now it's just completely broken because of the cooldown.
So they don't get this tower. They committed Serpent Wards for that. They've got Echo Slam available. Fissure stops him on the Timber Chain, but they've got the False Promise.
Timbersaw back to full HP because of the regen from the reactive armor. Raid King. Suddenly 2,000 gold. He's just an insane farming hero.
Yeah.
Also doesn't have to care about any kind of mana burn in this game, so he's covered.
Doesn't need to spend that extra gold on a shard. This isn't the TA game that we've been seeing in other performances with the overwhelming TA early on, as Chalice just gets ripped apart by Emo coming in with the leaps, as well as landing that arrow. Primal Split gets committed. Moonlight Shadow finally picked up. Do they have the damage? Purifying Flames, no False Promise this time. However, it's enough. As JT, he gets away from the hands of Ehome. They'll find themselves a kill onto Ollie, but lose Fade in the process. Cycloned up into the air is Emo. XM blinks away. Kaka under a trap, slowed up. Troll, though, hit with the Hex. Now the Starstorm coming down.
Oh, it's a disaster for Ehome.
And Ajit's dead, too. Whoa. Everything falling apart for Ehome. Down 4K already.
Now they can start pressuring the tier 1 tower in mid. There's still Shadow Shaman wards available. They cannot take these fights. Fade getting very close to his Blink Dagger. Just needs 200 gold to finish it off.
Would have had it probably a second earlier, but he died in that last fight. Even Brown Boots into the Blink, it still feels pretty slow.
Has 3 deaths to his name. They only managed to kill 1 tier 1 tower, so not too much gold. Not sure how many bounty runes they picked up.
So just about has this Orchid, still not finished on Chalice. We were hoping for a fast Orchid to see if Ehome were going to succeed. I felt like they needed a faster Orchid. And he's just been pretty slow off the ball, and that all comes from that first death in the top lane. Serpent Ward's committed again over mid. The tier 1 tower now gone. Blink Dagger was the first item of choice for the TA. Trying to get into the Desolator, needs 1,600 more gold.
So Orchid completed.
Shadow Shaman. Ooh.
Once they get Deso on TA, I think they should be able to take some fights. Troll with the Maelstrom, Earthshaker, Blink Dagger. Let me check if anyone has a smoke. Brewmaster has one, so they might try to get a good pick off with the fresh Blink Dagger.
They want to slow down the Wraith King, but do you really want to Blink jump on him just for one life?
Man, Wraith King's getting out of control. He's level 13 already, and just needs a recipe for a Radiance, even less. Not sure why he's keeping his courier on the secret shop.
Ooh, Emo just taking out the Brew. They get the kill in return onto Emo, though. Ajit's got the Maelstrom. Would there at any point be a thought that Ajit should have gone Diffusal to handle this Wraith King at all?
No. It's just not an option. You invest too much. It slows down your farm speed. With the Maelstrom, you have AoE ability to clear the creeps, and then he just gets the shard. He says, I don't give a damn about your Diffusal Blade.
Yeah. JT getting chased. Totem, Chalice there with the Orchid. They've got the trap. They use the Echo. They got the kill on a JT. Ehome getting a couple of kills there that are pretty important. Taking out Emo once and then this Timber.
Wraith King, once he finishes the Radiance, they should go for a fight. They know there's no Echo Slam. One thing they need to be careful about is Ehome taking the Roche. Very nice Roche taking lineup. Deso on TA about to be finished in 200 gold. Nature's Prophet can tank it up with these Treants, and also Troll, of course, one of the better ones.
His ulti on cooldown for 14 seconds, going into a Yasha after the Maelstrom. Fade. He'll want that shard if he can get to it. Bottom though, Ajit getting chased. This Radiance, they see it, it's burning, but they just don't get the kill yet out of the Troll. Got a lot of heroes over mid for the side of IG. Desolator picked up for the TA.
It's a possibility that they run inside the Roche pit with their heroes. Like Shadow Shaman drops the wards. Wraith King has enough lifesteal to be able to sustain. It's being pinged out by Ehome. Nature's Prophet is like, yeah, maybe they're doing a Roche right now.
No trap inside the Roche pit.
Radiant are scanning.
Scan comes out from Ehome. It catches Emo moving away from the Roche pit, but they're not in it. And that scan shows green after a little while.
Interesting build by JT. Like, not even a casual cloak on a Timber Saw. Also talent choice. 1.5 mana regen instead of a 200 health. Like, you don't need mana regen if you're going for like Kaya, Bloodstone. Now he wants to get a Lotus Orb against the slows, against the Orchid from the Nature's Prophet.
So X-Nova looking over at this top rune, not gonna spawn there. It's actually bottom of haste for Emo. Vambrace picked up for the TA. Quicksilver Amulet and a Bullwhip for the Wraith King and Dire. Couple of good items there. He'll hold that Quicksilver Amulet. BKBs being built by Ehome. How important are the timings on those BKBs? Must be massive, right?
Like, Tia definitely needs one to be able to jump Shadow Shaman or Oracle in the back lines and just try to snipe one of those. Also, Nature's Prophet, it's a pretty standard build on him. Orchid into BKB to be able to stand your ground and fight. Also Troll, yeah, just triple BKB build from Ehome, no shenanigans. They understand where the threat is coming from. They also need to deal with the mischance and the burn damage.
Chalice kind of protected by these treants. As they get cleaned up for a little bit of cold for JT. Quicksilver Amulet. TA will hold that and give up the Vambrace. I believe Troll will probably take that Vambrace as yeah, it was dropped by the TA. So the game slowing down a little bit. And I think that benefits Ehome in a way, where they're trying to get into these BKBs. Have these timings to potentially go with that Blink Echo Slam, still just sitting level 1.
There weren't too many fights, and there's the smoke. Ehome wants to get a good jump.
Dodge it.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Do they let the pressure come and go for
Wraith King is just
a wrap?
too hard to play into.
Yeah.
Like, you have no mana burn once again. He's sitting at 2,000 HP. Can't just go in and burst him twice. There's no way.
Hex from the Shadow Shaman from a distance. Arrow following it up. They get the kill onto X-Nova. They'll look and find Fade. 2 heroes gone already on the side of Ehome. Ajit on the run. Doesn't have a BKP to work with, but JT and
Ajit,
Emo.
I think he's on the wrong side of the map.
Yeah, he looks very dead here. Doesn't even get the ulti off, and Emo will take a third for the side of IG. And they're right by Roche. They can just go for it. Have Serpent Words available. 5 flying Emo. More than fine to take this.
TP from the Brewmaster. I think they will try and go in, make them busy a bit until the Troll respawns. Kaka is, yeah, I'll scout things out, see what happens. They're just buying time right now.
Arrow flying in. Fade looking to set up. Blink Echo! And
He gets it!
The Aegis! Fade! Coming in clutch, dunks him! He loses
still
that
worth
life.
it.
He's gonna die a second time, but takes it out of the hands of IG. Fade!
Where are the
Perfect
tips?
timing.
Yeah, there are the tips, even from the enemy team, because it was a big one. You know, just delaying that Aegis and slamming into the old chat.
So, big moves from Fade there, but still IG up 8,000 net worth.
There's a clear difference when TA is in the driving seat, controlling the map, having the Aegis. Like, she's 1-0-1. At least she doesn't have any deaths to her name. But doesn't feel like she did that much, you know? Just most of the time, just hitting the creeps.
You usually see a TA kind of take over this part of the game, but now XM walks right into Fly. Fissure comes in, but XM's dead. He had the high ground on that. JT chasing Fade. Blinken 6. Gets close to the tier 3, goes north instead, not up his steps. Emo also takes out Chalice.
That's a solo kill.
JT, he's so far into the base, and Ehome have no response. XM dying there. I just... He saw Fly.
They know there's no Echo Slam. Like, Earthshaker is only level 9, so the cooldown on it is pretty long, 150. Like, this just might be set of Raxes. Wraith
King. Yeah,
needs to be a bit more careful. Summons the Skelly Bros, and the wards will do the trick. A lot of damage.
Cinder Brew igniting. Timber Chain not connecting. They'll look for the racks. They get the melee racks. And it is a 14,000 net worth lead for IG already. They are just ripping through Ehome. Games 2 and 3 showing what we kind of expected coming into this pre-match, but after Ehome had won game 1, definitely thought it was going to be a lot closer.
Good showing from IG. Very clean game number 2. Roche got stolen, but yeah, still putting a lot of pressure on the map, taking the outpost. Wraith King has Heaven's Halberd, an item that we usually don't see lately. It got nerfed hard twice, but still a very good item against the Troll, against the Templar Assassin here. Just overall good pickup from Fly, working towards the AC to be able to tank up his team against all the physical damage that they have and be able to deal more damage to the buildings, getting close to level 20. Like 30 movement speed on this hero just feels so good.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under
XM still looking for the BKB.
Oh, he goes for the other talent. I don't think I've seen that one. 6 Skelly spawn. Just
let the Skelly bros do all the work.
Yeah, give them a better Echo Slam.
Still just a level 1 Echo Slam. The experience just must be a massive difference. You've got Shadow Shaman at 13, Earthshaker at 10, Oracle at 11, and Brew just at 9.
Yeah, negative stonks.
It's crashing. Top lane, Serpent Wards, arrow coming in, as well as the Shackle. Chalice caught again. Feels like Chalice has just not been able to get off the ground. Fade TP's out in time. He's got the Orchid and the BKB still at 10 seconds. But they find him everywhere he rotates to.
No aggressive moves from Ehome. Like this Templar Assassin, I felt like the matchup is much, much better for her in the mid lane. But it seems like it's not, or Mirana just played extremely well. Like, after the laning stage, Emo has been all over the place. He's been involved in 16 out of 20 kills.
And it's just falling apart for the TA. Going into a Daedalus next.
Oh, those crits, cheap crits from Emo. Gets the shard upgrade, so that's 1.5 crit. And you also get the Crystallis.
I want to see the axe. There's the Diffusal for the Troll. Maybe enough to catch this Wraith King. Doesn't have a shard right now. Maybe you catch him once or twice without the shard, and that gives you an opportunity to come back. But they're going onto the high ground once again. They're looking for the top tier 3. Ajit can only just stand and look, but the rest of the team is coming from behind. Emo onto the Moonlight Shadow. They're inside the trees. They've laid down a sentry on the Dire side as well as the Radiant, but the Radiant one gets cleaned up, so they don't really have the vision as the Moonlight Shadow ends now, though. Fade, Blink, Fissure coming through onto 2. Ajit slows him up. Got the Cyclone onto the Shadow Shaman. X-Nova trying to get back onto the high ground. He's dead. Buys back immediately. Fly moving forward. And both racks are dead. JT looks over. Fade. He gets cleaned up by Fly. This is looking like it could potentially be the end already. Battle Trance used. Fly.
He's burning his mana.
And they get the cone of Fly. They take him out. So now with the Wraith King gone, do they look for more? They didn't have the Oracle. He bought back into the fight, but wasn't there when he needed him.
That was actually perfect. The last hit burned enough mana, so Wraith King would not have enough for the reincarnation. Still doesn't change his mind, like not buying shard yet. Has a BKB queued up, but I think he should go for a shard. Yeah, he buys it. Okay.
Fool me once. That's all you're getting. Find JT, but don't control him enough.
The prize is mine.
So 2 set of barracks gone. And there's still range barracks on the bottom, but who cares about the range creeps anyway?
Just breaking the high ground multiple times, and really all Ehome can do is just stand and watch. Trying to go Nullifier on the Nature's Prophet. He's got the Helm of the Iron Will, but he still needs the big 3,800 gold item, the Sacred Relic. Is that enough of an answer, Sacred Relic?
Nullifier against Shadow Shaman, who has a Ghost Scepter. Could work out, but yeah, it's just a rough one for Ehome. Somehow they managed to land 4-man Echo. Maybe there's a possibility Other than that, I do not see it. Like, Troll doesn't have a BKB working towards it. He invested a lot of gold in these cheap items. The Fusel Blade in the end to try to burn mana on Wraith King. He got him once, can't do it anymore.
Yeah. It would probably feel better, honestly, if well, maybe they had the opportunity to have that shard, but Shackle, as well as the Hex, they catch Ajit out. He's got buyback, though. Glyph the mid lane. XM has to watch as Fly just leads the charge, and now they have to kill him twice. Fissure might get the first life, but
Oracle is there, you know, possibly waiting to use the false promise if he falls down first time, but can't even do it once.
Has shard. He's using a flamethrower. You feel comfortable enough to get a shard on your Timber, and just an easy Timber chain away. He's got the Lotus Sword. They'll try to Cyclone him into the air. They get the kill on a Chalice, though, who is behind enemy lines. Does take out the Oracle, so the False Promise no longer available. The BKB's been popped by XM, but the Serpent Wards, they're doing enough to clean up into Mega Creeps, potentially. Fly finally loses that first life, but JT's in with a Flamethrower again, trying to Timber Chain deeper into the base. They get the kill onto Ajit, and with no Troll for 76 seconds, this is looking like the end. The Echo Slam not feeling like nearly enough, even the Fissure to follow it up. GG is called IG.
Very one-sided game. Dominant performance in game 3 by IG. Emo, also great showing from that Mirana on a mid lane. Did not expect it to go that well. He actually dominated that lane, made some rotations while TA was just farming, and yeah, it really paid off.
Yeah, it just felt like there was no aggression from the TA. It felt very passive from the side of Ehome, and IG took advantage. In a bad matchup, they do really well. They take the series, and, well, Ehome, they drop another one. So we'll see now. IG looking good, still undefeated. But I want to hear what the panel has to say with Nomad. Back over to you guys.